Hello everyone. Real quick word study, just a few minutes. I want to go to Genesis 3, starting at verse 1 and read through verse 6. And the Nahash was more crafty than all the lives of the field which Yahweh Elohim had made. And he said to the woman, Is it true that Elohim has said, Do not eat of every tree of the garden? And the woman said to the Nahash, We are to eat of the fruit of the trees of the garden. But the fruit of the tree which is in the midst of the garden, Elohim has said, Do not eat of it, nor touch it, lest you die. And the Nahash said to the woman, You shall certainly not die. For Elohim knows that in the day you eat of it, your eyes shall be opened, and you shall be like Elohim, knowing good and evil. And the woman saw that the tree was good for food, that it was pleasant to the eyes, and a tree desirable to make one wise. And she took of its fruit and ate. And she also gave to her husband with her, and he ate. So the word I want to look at is in verse 1. And he said unto the woman. And in verse 2, and the woman said to the Nahash. And in verse 4, and the serpent said to the woman. In some translations, you will also see the word unto. In the Tanakh alone, this word over 5,400 times. We're not going to look at any more instances than right here because I think it's something that everybody really needs to go and read and look and see for themselves. So it's the Hebrew Strong's number 413. It says El, and it says Aleph Lamed, but we're going to find out what the ancient Hebrew lexicon says about that. Used only in the shortened constructive form, the second form if you look it up, a primitive particle properly denoting motion towards, but occasionally used of a restful position, occasionally, that is near, with, or among, often in general, to. In the Brown Driver Briggs, we see that it's to, toward, unto, of motion. It's also into. Limit is actually entered, or in among. Brown Driver Briggs also says toward, of direction, not necessarily physical motion. And it goes on to give a list of other definitions as well. In the ancient Hebrew lexicon, we see that it goes back to 1104 AN. And at the AN, we see it's the Hey Lamed. We see that it defectively has been spelled Aleph, Lam, or Lamed. First definition is these, designating a group that is with the speaker, in the sense of looking toward a sight. Number 2 is toward, a moving to or toward something to be with it, as an ox moves toward a destination. At the A, we see that the action is to look toward a sight. At the 1104, we see the action is to shine, the concrete is a star, and the abstract is distant. We might be reminded of some people that followed a star off in the distance. One saw a great light. The pictograph Hey is a picture of a man with his arms raised, looking at a great sight. The Lamed is a shepherd's staff representing the idea of toward, as the staff is used to move a sheep toward a direction. Combined, these letters mean a looking toward something, such as the looking toward a light in the distance. The stars have always been used to guide the traveler or shepherd to find his home or destination. And so when we go back and we look at those verses in Genesis, we have our Hey and our Lam, our Lamed, and we see in those verses that the serpent said unto the woman, hey, look here. See this? This is the direction you should go. Let me goad you this direction. And we saw the woman said unto him, hey, look. This is the way we're being goaded to go. And the serpent came back and said, no. Look here. You go this direction. You're not going to die. We see nothing different today. Sometimes it's a thought. Sometimes it's the person talking to you, the television, the radio, the internet. It's coming from everywhere. Someone is saying, hey, look, behold. This is the direction you should go. And we need to be real sure that it's the direction that the entire word of Elohim tells us to go. Hallelujah. Shalom.